I broke the Jeep. Or maybe I didn't, but you'll find out later. Now, I may or may not have blown up the clutch in the Jeep. Long story short is I was taking off from a set of lights and for a split second it felt like the clutch slipped and then grabbed again. That is one thing you do not want to go wrong when you're out full driving, touring, anything of that matter, beach driving, doesn't matter where you are. A slipped clutch and a completely cooked clutch will ruin your trip. So I've never done a clutch on a car. This is going to be my first clutch. It might be your first. You want to replace the clutch in your car. This is a terrible guide. You're going to watch me try to change the clutch in this car. But before I go under there and start pulling the car apart, I'm just going to walk you through the parts that I got, how I got them, how cheap it was, and how fast the freight was. Now, if you've got an American car or American four-wheel drive, you will know the pains of trying to find parts for it and how expensive that can be. Now, this place in America is pretty well known, but some out there might not know it. It is Rockauto. I bought this whole clutch kit, which is an OEM replacement clutch kit, for $250. Including postage, and I got it in 3 days. Now, the same clutch kit in Australia would have cost me around $450, $500. It's chalk and cheese. Honestly, this place has covered me. It has built most of this car with the replacement parts that have broken, keeping up maintenance. If you're on a budget and you're looking for American parts, OEM parts, aftermarket parts, this place is the best. Now, I'm going to unpack this, spread it along the table, and let's actually see what's inside this box. Trusty little knife. I seem to have opened it upside down. I was kind of questioning what side was going to be the upside. It turns out it was sort of a 50-50. I got it wrong. So I got my invoice over here. Put it on the bin. A lot of packing, a lot of packing. Alright, now, this is the main event. Whoa. One thing also great about Rockauto, most places you know how they give you stick and stuff, magnets. Now, the fridge inside, absolutely covered head to toe with magnets. That shows you the reliability of Jeeps, the amount of magnets that you've got. Anyway, figure that swiftly out. I have got a OEM clutch kit. Let's hurry up and get into this. Open it up. What have we got here? So, straight off the bat, we've got clutch alignment tool, bearing, bit of grease. Open out here. We've got the throwout bearing. So if the clutch is not rooted on this one, this is stuffed anyway. So winner winner, chicken dinner. Inside here we have got the pressure plate. That's pretty cool. Out we have got the friction disc. Ooh, hello. Now, under the Jeep now, speaking from someone who's never had experience on taking out gearboxes or clutches or transfer cases, done a transfer case in this, but not a gearbox. I reckon we'll probably start off by taking the front and rear drive shaft out, and we're going to see how long it takes before I need assistance from the other gurus on the internet. Hey guys, Chris Fix here. And that's the front drive shaft there. I'm going to go put this in a secure location. Jacked up the transmission, put a jack stand underneath it. Then you've got these 6 bolts. Careful because they're only held in by riv nuts. So when you put them back in, I highly just suggest putting anti-seize, grease, literally anything, because if that riv nut strips, you're in for a world of fun trying to get that out, put a new one in, and it's just much easier just to take 5 seconds, grease them up, and not have to worry. Now once you remove the last of the 6 mounting bolts, should be able to just slowly lower down the jack. Try to get to support it. Come on, it's a bit hard with doing one hand, but... And she's down. I think I've disconnected all the plugs, all the loom is off it. One of Dad's mates lent me his trolley jack with a homemade transmission stand. Got a piece of plywood, sit that on top, a ratchet strap to throw around the gearbox, and I don't think I'll be able to record much because there's, like, you know, limited for space.
One eternity later.
And just like that, transmission is out. Now we have access to the pressure plate, friction material once I take off the pressure plate, and the flywheel. Notice, well, so that's the bearing that needs to be changed because it's a bit rattly. It's pretty damn noisy. The pressure plate off, and so far from the outside doesn't look too bad. Let's pop it off. To be honest, I really don't know what I'm looking at. I can see there's a hot spot up there. That looks like about it. So, but yeah, that clutch, from my inexperienced eyes, doesn't look too bad. That's the excuse then. I'm gonna run with that while I blew my gearbox out. But yeah. Oh well. At least I get the new clutch then. Put the old one next to the new one to see if they're the same. And there's some slight differences. Main difference is in the actual thickness of the material. So you can see there. Then you get this one. Yeah, there. You can see it's a lot thicker. Flywheel's been taken off. Took it down to go get machined. Next step is placing the pilot bearing and getting that dog off. Get your shift fork. Let's pop this off. Your shift fork on the table, you see these two levers. I'm trying to do it one-handed here. Come on, kid. There we go. Easy out. Just like that. But old bearing, new bearing. Alright, I guess now the reassembly, and then we'll move on to that pilot bearing, and then all back into the car, and then what's that, like 20-minute job? Alright, next step, how to get that pilot bearing out. You want to grab yourself some bread. Doesn't matter if it's white bread, wheat bread, or whole grain. Any bread is bread. What you're going to do is you're going to start breaking off some pieces of bread and start shoving it in that hole and trying to compact it. And the bread is going to take up all the free space and push that bearing out. Hopefully you get a bolt that will fit in nicely and hit the bread a bit, but it should pop out. This is coming from someone who's never done this before. I've only seen it done, so let's have a go. And after 3 slices of bread, it's finally out. Now you're left with this nice hardened bread. Now it's time to all put it back together. So I'll put the plate back on. So flywheel's back on, back in the original position it is. I've got one bolt in there holding it. Got my torque wrench set to 105 foot-pounds. Got my flywheel bolts, bit of Loctite just so you know they don't come loose because they'd be pretty crap. And then it's onto clutch and pressure plate, box, back in car, happy days. Here we go, flywheel is all on and torqued down. So I used that bolt and a screwdriver against the frame, leveled it out, got them all 105 foot-pounds in a star pattern, same as your wheel, so it's down nice and evenly. They're not going anywhere. So I seem to have gotten a bit excited and skipped a couple of steps. So after I put the flywheel on, you use the clutch alignment pin, which is still under the car. There you go, that pin. Line up the friction material, bolt on the pressure plate, and you do the star pattern. You torque them up to the right settings so you get a nice even application. Lubricated the splines, slid it in. It took me about 3 tries, but I eventually got it. I've got bolts in, taking the jack out. Now I've got a jack stand underneath it. Gonna put in the starter motor, connect any sensors I need to connect, see if it starts, select gears, and then go from there. Because if it doesn't select gears and doesn't engage, then, you know, back to square one. Did a little test, put everything under, just had a jack stand under, ran it, made sure it selected gears, everything was fine. I put everything back together, about to go for a test drive, and hopefully it works. Okay, so straight away the clutch feels a lot better. Woo! You know what? It even shifts better. I don't know how well you can hear me. Probably not well. I've got no roof on. But straight away, it's grabbing further down, grabbing faster. It's actually stopped crunching gears, which is pretty cool. Before I've had to really rev it to get into second and to not crunch gears, and let's see how it goes downshifting. Now second goes in nicely. That's beautiful. That is so good. Let's get the truck. Oh, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Let me tell you, I could not be more happy on how this car is performing. This clutch has done wonders. The gearbox has stopped crunching, it shifts a lot nicer, takes off faster, everything is just better. But honestly, I'm so happy with how this is going. But if you've enjoyed this video, I know it wasn't very informative. If you're doing a clutch and you chose this video to, you know, go along with, good luck to you. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe. Catch you next time. See ya. I thought the gearbox was probably the next thing to go, but this, sorry, it's gurgling. I'm just finished driving.